Wow. Okay, so the Suns will be facing off the Milwaukee Bucks in this year's NBA Finals, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of the best NBA Finals we've seen within the last couple of years, and it's one of the most unexpected Finals appearances we've seen because if you would have told me that the Suns would make it to the Finals and that the Bucks would be reversing them, I would call you crazy, but man, this NBA series has been absolutely crazy. So before we get onto our prediction and who I think is going to win, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell for more NBA content. And trust me, when the finals get going, you're going to get every update. So subscribe, and with all that being said, let's get right into the video. Make sure to stay tuned and watch the video so you know who my prediction is going to be at the end. But let's talk about the Suns. The biggest strength is their offense. Simple and plain, offense is their biggest strength. They have so many different weapons. Obviously, Devin Booker, who last year he got clamped up 1 or 2 games, but for the majority of the series and the whole playoffs, he's been going on a scoring tear and has been playing the best basketball of his young NBA career. So Devin Booker is going to be one of those players you're going to have to watch out for, as he's going to be definitely shooting those pull-up mid-ranges and going for those 40-point triple-doubles. And another big strength that the Suns have is their interior presence with DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton this postseason has been averaging a double-double and has been coming up so clutch with his rebounding and paint presence. He's been blocking the people. Obviously, he had that big game-winner alley-oop, which was absolutely crazy, and that's going to go down in NBA, history as one of the best game winners ever, as he caught that alley-oop to win game 2 or game 3, I believe, against the Hawks. But man, not against the Hawks, the Clippers. But yeah, so defensive presence is a big part. Obviously, they don't just have Ayton. They have a bunch of other lengthy defenders, such as Mikal Bridges. Obviously, they have Jay Crowder, who's been big defensively and has been providing so much energy to this team. But now let's talk about the biggest strength for the Bucks, and that is their defense. So it's going to be like the battle of offense and battle of defense. So Bucks, obviously, Jrue Holiday, one of the best guard defenders, in the league today. He's going to be a big factor defensively. He's going to have to put on his A game. Brook Lopez, obviously, he's won on an absolute tear, dropping 30 points last game, game 6 against the Hawks just yesterday. So he's going to be someone to watch out for, not just offensively, but defensively, as his interior presence has definitely grown. His rebounding, he has that amazing reach, 7 foot. He's going to be a real problem. Obviously, Giannis, still coming back from that ankle injury, but hopefully it's not that bad. I don't think it's an ankle. I think it's something in his knee or leg. So obviously, Giannis is going to come back. He's going to be shaken, not playing basketball for, however many days. So he's definitely going to be a little fatigued and not going to be on his A game. But still, that defense is going to be there. He's going to be going for those chase down blocks. His long, lengthy wingspan is going to be there when, Chris Paul decides to drive to the paint. So that's definitely going to be one of the biggest strengths. That's your defense, because so many good defenders. I'd even argue Chris Middleton is, a really good defender. Obviously now Bobby Portis who has really shown out and become a fan favorite, like I said in my last video. But Bobby Portis is something to watch out for as well. On the defensive side, he brings energy. He'll get those pickpocket steals. He'll rebound. So that's definitely going to be the biggest strength for the Bucks, and that is their defense. And another interesting point I wanted to say is that this is going to be the best rebounding team in the NBA, which is the Bucks, versus the worst rebounding team, which is the Suns. And that's kind of interesting, as the Suns' rebounding has gone up and improved in this postseason, obviously with DeAndre Ayton, playing amazing. But yeah, that's gonna be a big part. The Bucks average like 50 rebounds. I think something around there, probably a little more or less. Let me know in the comment section. But the Bucks rebounding wise, Brook Lopez, Giannis, every time he gets a chance, he'll go for that rebound. That's gonna be a big thing. So the Suns are definitely gonna have to box out, because rebounds can be a determining factor to who wins in these NBA Finals. And now let's talk about, what happened to the Bucks against Trae Young and the Hawks. Obviously, the Bucks did end up winning in Game 6 yesterday, but don't be fooled, man. Trae Young picked apart the Bucks' drop coverage defense on the pick and rolls, and if you're telling me that Trae Young could do that in the first 2 games, obviously got injured, you're telling me that Chris Paul can't do that with DeAndre Ayton, because it was embarrassing the first two games. Even it was just very embarrassing the way that the Hawks or the Bucks were playing defense against the Hawks, because that was they should have game planned against that. Obviously, they adjusted at the end, but man, in the first two games, Trae Young had amazing points. He had like 40 points, 30 points, and that's why they won those games, because of that pick and roll. So the Suns are going to have to abuse that pick and roll. CP3 and DeAndre Ayton, and honestly, it doesn't have to be DeAndre Ayton. It could be even somebody like Jay Crowder, but that pick and roll is going to be deadly because their chemistry right now, CP3 and DeAndre Ayton, is unbelievable. They know exactly when to roll, exactly when to pick and pop, and the alley-oop game is going to be a scary sight to see, especially if you're the Bucks. So that's gonna have to be one of the Bucks' biggest weaknesses, unless they can game plan for it and be ready prior to that. Now, another weakness for the Bucks is their three-point defense. They give up the most three-point attempts in regular season per game. 35 plus 3. The Bucks allowed 35 plus threes a game in this year's playoffs, and obviously with the Suns being one of the best three-point shooting teams, that's obviously a big problem. Even against the Hawks, so many three-point shots. Seems like the Hawks are just chucking up threes some games in the last series. So that's going to be a big issue, because obviously the Suns, CP3, amazing three-point shooter. Devin Booker, amazing three-point shooter. Cam Johnson off the bench, a big three-point shooter, which I will get to. Cam Johnson is going to be a big part. Mikal Bridges, three-point shooting. All of these guys who can shoot threes, it's going to be a big factor, and that's definitely one of the biggest weaknesses of the Bucks. Now let's talk about who needs to step up. Let's first start off by talking with the Bucks. Somebody who needs to step up is Chris Middleton. I've said this in one of my previous videos. When Chris Middleton doesn't play well, the Bucks lose. It's as simple as that. He's so inconsistent. One night he could be playing absolutely amazing, and another he could be playing he's not even on the court. He's not even a factor. But if Chris Middleton plays like he did the last couple of games against the Hawks, the Bucks will win this series. And mark my words, that's going to be a true statement, because Chris Middleton is such an amazing offensive player. His mid-range is there, three-point is there. He's so versatile on offense, and the defense can come there as well. And somebody for the Suns who needs to step up is definitely Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder, as they're going to be guarding Giannis and Middleton most likely. So Jay Crowder is going to have a big task in this game. Obviously, last year with the Miami, he had a big task and role, and a lot of people clowned him for leaving the Heat, but now with the Suns, he's back in the finals. His defense is definitely going to be there, guiding Giannis and Middleton. And Mikal Bridges, with that long wingspan, has quickly become one of the best defensive players in this year's playoffs. So that's going to be, one of the biggest things going into this final series. And now let's talk about some keys to the success. And that's going to be the Suns' defense. It's ultimately going to come down to Suns' defense. Can they guard Giannis? Can they guard Middleton? And for the Milwaukee, it's going to be being versatile on offense, because they have so many different options. If Drew Holiday can play like he did the past couple of games against the Hawks, that's going to be a completely different game, because especially when Giannis plays well, Chris Middleton plays well, Bobby Portis stepping up, dropping 20 points in the past two games. That's going to be a very, very scary sight for the Suns. So if the Suns can successfully defend that, I think that they are going to win. But now, I'm going to tell you guys who I think is going to win this year's NBA Finals. Drum roll, please. And that's going to be the Phoenix Suns. Yes, I'm saying this because it's just one fact. I see that pick and roll eating up the Hawks inside. Chris Paul is just too experienced. And DeAndre Ayton, I just don't see Brook Lopez defending him or getting up with him. And I just think that the Suns are going to out hustle and play with more intensity than the Bucks, because we've seen the Bucks fall asleep on defense and offense. Obviously losing the first two games to the Hawks. We've seen it, especially in the regular season too, and especially with Giannis being injured and his ankle being a little tweaked. Not his ankle, I don't know why I keep saying his ankle, but his leg being tweaked, that's definitely going to be a big factor. But yeah, I have the Suns winning in 6 games, so it's definitely going to be a good series. But if the Suns win, I'm definitely going to be happy for Chris Paul in 17 years winning his first NBA title, and Devin Booker staying loyal to the Suns even when they had one of their worst droughts in history. But yeah, on the other side, if the Bucks win, I'll definitely be happy for Giannis. Actually trusting the process and staying true to his team. And yeah, but man, both coaches, amazing coaches. Coach Bud showing that he can come back down 0-2 anytime he wants. And same thing on the other side. It's just, it's going to be an amazing battle. But let me know in the comment section who you guys think is going to win this series. What did you guys think of my preview and predictions? Comment down some other keys to successes for the Bucks and Suns, and make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, as I'm going to be doing a post-game recap every single game, so you don't want to miss that out. And finally, I'm going to stop the talking. You've probably heard me talk enough. I'm out. Peace.